When making an eco-friendly product, it is important for the producer not to focus on one particular variable, because if commerce shuns environmental, social, and cultural concerns, it will produce a large-scale tragedy of the commons. Therefore, in Cradle to Cradle, the authors focus on the value of our human concerns that are founded on economy, ecology, and equity. In the novel, they introduced a tool known as fractal ecology. Fractal ecology is embedded in a fractal triangle that looks like this. Each of these large triangles are based on the foreground of economy, ecology, or equity. Together, each of these triangles make up the fractal triangle tool that is used to evaluate the production of an eco-friendly product. If we look closer within each of these triangles, we find smaller triangles that incorporate one of the other three variables that make up the fractal ecology tool. When producing eco-friendly products, many questions arise that test one of these three variables. By using the fractal ecology tool, producers are able to inquire the impact of economy, ecology, and equity have on each other based on the level of questions at hand. They are able to inquire not only about their foreground, but also guide their questioning toward the other variables to maximize the product's value. As mentioned before, when looking at the fractal ecology tool, each of the variables had their own foreground within the tool. Equity is the triangle in the far left, ecology is the one at the very top, and economy is on the far right. In the farthest corner of each of these respective directions, the specific variable is maximized about itself, meaning that no other variable within the tool is impacting it. However, as you move up, down, and over in the corresponding triangles, the value of the other variables are represented by even smaller triangles within. The level of questioning in the decision-making process will determine the progression within the fractal ecology tool. For example, let's focus on the foreground economy triangle first. In the far right of this triangle, we have economy sector that would relate to pure capitalism. Here, questions that might be asked while making a product would be, can we make and sell the product at a profit? However, maybe in the production process, equity starts to play a role. The questions would then shift to the left, but still stay within the main triangle of economy. We would call this the economy equity sector. Here, producers would begin asking questions like, is the product contributing to the wider economic health of the community? On the contrary, maybe producers would rather focus on ecology. The triangle would then shift up, but still stay within the main triangle of economy. Here, producers can focus on the profit of their product, but also maximize the sustainable use of resources. Questions here may look similar to, is it an efficient use of resources? Moving on to the far left of the fractal ecology tool, only equity is maximized. Those who focus on this part of the tool are focused on the value of fairness of the people only. Questions that may typically arise here would be something like, is it improving the quality of life of all stakeholders? No other factor is considered. However, if ecology also became important in the production of a product in addition to equity, we would move up the equity triangle to focus on equity ecology. In equity ecology, we are not only worried about the people, but their health and safety in the production of the product also play a role. Questions in this section would look like, is it enhancing the stakeholders' health and safety? On the contrary, if questions rose about equity in the economy, we would move our focus of the fractal ecology tool back down to the equity economy sector. Questions that would be considered here would be similar to, is the product or process achieved while providing fair benefits and wage practices? Moving to the very top of the fractal ecology tool, we are deeper into the ecology sector. This is because in ecology, Earth is the main focus and economy and equity do not play a role. Questioning here would be similar to, are we obeying nature's laws, or is it creating a healthy habitat? If the producer would like to consider the economy, we would move down and around to the economy sector, where money now begins to play a role. Here, questions would be similar to, is our ecological strategy economically productive also? Or is it making effective use of our resources? Finally, if the producer would rather focus on the environment or people, we would move to the left of the ecology economy sector to the ecology equity sector. While the main focus is still ecology, we are also focusing on being less bad. Questioning in this case may be similar to, is the product and production safe for local and global communities and ecosystems? It is important to note that while creating an eco-friendly product, the goal is not to find the balance between the economy, ecology, and equity. The goal is to focus on the positive ecological intentions a product can uphold within a plethora of questions and concerns. By maximizing each variable, we can find value within the future products that we produce.